Hey Virgos, this is Paragia Tarot. I am here to do your reading for today. So I wanted to remind everybody, if you sign up for membership, just so you know, there are 2 tiers of membership. The first one, it is not really anything yet. It just, when I was setting it up, it like forced me to have 2 levels. So I set up the lower level because I'm still configuring what the benefits for that one will be. But at the moment, the one that has the benefits of extended readings is the Virgo Bombshell. So the other one, I think it's Virgo Babe, is I'll figure that out. But yeah, so I might do something like where that one has like 1 extended reading per month, per week or something. Anyways, I'm still thinking about it. So if you're wanting extended readings, just make sure you check that out and make sure you've got the right level. Also, I am starting up a contest where I'm going to give away a free personal reading every 2 weeks. And if you guys want to enter for that, just comment down. So hit likes and subscribe and then comment down below, I am loved. That's how you enter. And then every 2 weeks, I will pick a winner to give a free reading to. All right, so universe, the person on my Virgo's mind, how do they feel towards Virgo, and what will be their next action towards Virgo? Chariot, you could be dealing with a Cancer sign, or there could be some issue regarding a car. This person is, well, I'd say that they're feeling rather tormented, maybe in denial. They're trying to block out fears or negative emotions about this situation. They're definitely watching you online. They're trying to snoop and find out how you feel, get a sense of how you feel. They're thinking about you heavily, yeah, because they really want clarity. And I feel like what this is saying is that potentially that desire for clarity could push them into reaching out to communicate, just to find out what's going on with you. But you could be dealing with somebody who also has a lot of pride. Yeah, there it is again. Yeah, there's like indecision. I sense what the indecision is about, though, is whether or not to reach out. It's like this is somebody feeling very guarded over their heart. They're very scared. Because I feel like it's like they've been hyping themselves up to reach out to you for a long time, and now that moment is coming where they're trying to make themselves actually do it, and they're feeling that sort of like acidic terror burning through their veins of like, it's right here, it's right in front of me. It's not just a thought anymore. You know how that is? It's like you'll hype yourself up to do something and you'll feel that you're really is maybe scary for you, and you'll pump yourself up and maybe think that you're ready. But then when it comes down to the actual doing of it, you're like, oh. So if this is somebody that you do want to draw back into your life, maybe find some nuanced or sort of, maybe some way of softening the landing patch, if you know what I mean. Maybe find a way to put out something. If that, but that comes down to your discernment in your own situation. If you feel like the right thing is to try to make yourself a little more available or non-threatening. Wow, this person is really in their head. They're creating, I feel like this is kind of what your person does, is that they bind themselves up in this mental prison to not have to look at their emotions and to not have to face the possibility of touching their emotions. It's like when it actually comes down to the point where something's going to happen, that they're going to have to feel something honestly. Yeah, they think, I'm just going to escape. I'm just going to run away. But I feel like this is saying more than this person leaving the situation. They're trying to escape themselves. They're trying to escape fear. It's not about them. I feel like this isn't them like saying, oh, I'm just going to leave the situation and not go back. It's the avoidant tendency. But have faith is what I feel like this is saying, that if this is a person that you believe there is a strong, divine tie there, and not just somebody that, you need to forget and let go, have faith that if this is your person, that this is for that this is for a good purpose that will bring them into a place where they are seeing their own tendencies. I sense for a lot of you, your person has been going through a lot of a lot of refinement, where the experiences of recent months have been not ideal for you or for the situation, but it's been teaching this person lessons, and they've been rising up, 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 up. You know, they've been like, you know, going up levels. Yeah, with the King of Swords, this is somebody who is trying to heavily rely upon their intellect and guardedness. You know, and I'm seeing these, even this little puffy cloud in the background, which, you know, clouds are water, they're condensation, that makes them feel threatened. Like they're trying to block out emotions and stay in control, is what I sense. Because I feel like something is happening that is causing things to become real. And so that is like, that's triggered this like really profound fear of trauma here. Yeah, it's like they're feeling really strong love for you. I'd say more than they've ever felt for anybody, and facing parts of themselves that make them very uncomfortable. And because of that, there's a lot of internal blocking, you know, like internal intellectualizing and blocking going on. Yeah, because they see here that you are the Queen of Cups, and to match you, that your love and affection is drawing them into a place of matching that, and that state is making them feel like like really out of control. Yeah, there's anxiety. There is, I feel like this is not somebody letting something go. They're letting someone or something go. Could be a Sagittarius. Yeah, you could be dealing with a fire sign, water sign, air sign. So Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, or Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini. But yeah, this person is, and there's something about taking the water out of one cup and pouring it into another. You know, it's a process. It's almost a traumatizing process, especially for somebody who doesn't have that core attachment that they need from parents, to switch from, you know, from attaching from one partner to another. Because, you know, when you grew up that way, you didn't get that attachment that you needed from your parents, and so you attached to your partner when you're an adult. And so it's like, it's a much more profound trauma to detach from a partner, and then because it's much more foundational, it's much deeper. Anyway, so we'll keep this here. One way or another, I feel like this person is letting something go. It just feels like something happening that's almost aggressive, sudden, and traumatizing. But there's something here about masterfully planning and executing something. With the Leo, you could be dealing with a Leo here, Leo energy, Leo, and there's also Sagittarius. But yeah, this is somebody creating a plan and executing a plan is what I'm sensing here. Maybe something to do with a third party. And it's like, I feel like this feels like somebody who's been enduring maybe like kind of almost abuse from a third party, and they're fed up. They're wanting to stand up out of this mausoleum of feeling like a dead person, you know, drained, you know, and sorry about that. They're wanting to stand back up and come out of this third party dynamic is what I'm sensing here. It has felt like a prison. They're walking away from something that has felt like a prison. They want someone who can match them emotionally and is not keeping them imprisoned. And I think that they're feeling that way potentially about a third party. And so it could be that this planning and execution is about how to leave this third party. But yeah, this person is tired of being passive. They're tired of feeling encapsulated or trapped or limited. Especially, I'd say if there's Leo, if there's strong Leo energy, Leos do not want, like, they cannot handle being trapped or being, limited in their expression. Yeah, this is somebody fighting hard to free themselves from something that they view as toxic. It could be that there are lots of influences around them. Maybe this is somebody seeing that, like, how this one maybe foundational or core relationship that they had, how that relationship being toxic made the other encounters that they would have in their life toxic, would enable toxicity in the other, encounters that they have. It's kind of like if you're being abused at home by one person, then when you go out into the world, people are able to access that abuse to abuse you as well. It almost feels like being vulnerable to this one person. This person is seeing how being vulnerable to this third party potentially made them vulnerable to other people and in general. It's almost like this person could be becoming aware of the nature of consciousness and cognitive oppression. I just saw 1111, so that's likely true. Yeah, but this is great. You could be dealing with a Capricorn or somebody with strong Capricorn in their chart. With the 10 of Pentacles here and the 9 of Cups, though, this is somebody, I feel like this is them. This could be some kind of a windfall, somebody coming into something that enables them to have what they really want. This is somebody being like, I want to have what I really want. And with the Empress, I believe that that is you. I believe that you are their Empress. They want to have you, and they want to have money and wealth and abundance and commitment and children and happiness. They want satisfaction. And it feels like that's what you are to this person. Okay, so let's get a few more cards. All right, so what is this 2 of Swords to the 8 of Swords, universe? How does my Virgo's person feel towards Virgo? Escaping, yeah. This is somebody wanting to just, there is an avoidant energy. There's an element here of maybe avoidant tendencies or pushing away, blocking. And yet I also feel like this is somebody escaping something toxic as well. I feel like there's 2 dimensions here. So this is this person. I feel like it's simultaneously this person feeling triggered into avoidance and then also seeing what is making them do that. And I feel like it's this third party, potentially, that this third party behaves towards them in a way that is toxic, that triggers their avoidance and that perpetuates their avoidance, the reason for their avoidance, which is likely deep emotional and personal rejection. But whether that applies to you or not, either way, this is this person that basically, I feel like this is events unfolding in your person's life that is causing them to understand their own psyche and their own subconscious, where they're understanding their own tendency to run away and escape from intimacy, which likely is that being what causes it is seeking love and affection and attachment from someone who on the deepest and truest level rejects them. And that's why they run away, is because they can't look inside the truth of the relationship with their heart. They have to block it out, because when they look, they see that they're being mocked and that they're being rejected and that their true self is not receiving love, is actually being rejected. And so this is what has caused them to have avoidant tendencies, because when they look at their emotions, what they see is that, which likely comes from childhood, like say, for example, growing up, if it was the mother, then they found a way growing up to block out the truth of what was really going on, because they couldn't handle looking at it. And so that's what, in some cases can be the foundation of avoidance. is I don't want to look at how I feel, because when I look at the truth of how I feel and the dynamics with the people around me that I'm supposed to be attached to, the reality is that they don't love me, and they don't accept me, and they don't validate me, and I feel mocked and rejected and by this person. So interesting. Ecstasy. Yeah, this is this person understanding why maybe in the past they've been a thrill chaser, why they've constantly bounced from one shallow thrill to the next shallow thrill, is that they have been, it's a way to try to get their emotional needs sort of superficially met while escaping the possibility of actual intimacy, because intimacy brings out real feelings, and then they'd have to face how they really feel, and that actual rejection that that's at the foundation of their, of either their core relationships with their parents, or perhaps with their partner, right? Yeah. This person is understanding why they've chased what they've chased, why they've done what they've done, why they've behaved toxically. This is them understanding toxic dynamics. I'm seeing this spider. This is them understanding toxic dynamics and the way that they it's like a light is dawning over their consciousness. They're seeing the truth of why they function the way that they do and what triggers it. And you can tell a person if you see these things and you tell a person, you can tell them all day long, but it isn't really real until they've seen it and felt it themselves. And this is what is going on. Oh my goodness, look at this. Divine masculine, divine feminine. So this person is understanding that they've attached themselves in the past to women who were, or partners who were not truly their match. They were giving the best they had to give to someone who didn't really want it. And yeah, this is them. And also I feel that this is them understanding that they need their true match. And it's scary, but I feel like what's happening is really good. It's like all the kinks are coming out and all of the wrinkles are coming out, and so that they can be iron smooth is what I'm sensing. It's like, this person is having a difficult experience, or they're seeing and feeling difficult things, so that they can be fixed, so that they can come to understand themselves and be healed. So I really do feel like what's going on with your person right now is very good. It's very positive. Yeah, conflicted. Decisions, hot and cold, multiple choices. And again, I feel like this is another aspect of this. Like, this is your person understanding why they keep themselves in conflict, is because because when you truly ground yourself in a relationship and you make a decision and you say, this is who I love, you are making yourself vulnerable, because you're actually staking your claim emotionally in one thing. And it's essentially, attempting to attach and making yourself open to real rejection or acceptance. And so keeping yourself in a place where you're bouncing around and you're not really giving acceptance to one person or making up your mind is a way of avoiding that state where you have to put yourself up for acceptance or rejection. Because the King of Swords in the upright is an energy of clarity. Yeah. Here, let me do this. So universe, what is this 8 of Cups to the King of Swords? How does my Virgo's person feel towards Virgo? Karma, consequences, cause and effect, debts. So I also feel like what this person is seeing is they're clearly, because there's clarity here with the King of Swords in the upright. We do have a lot of swords, we do have a lot of intensity sword energies, but they're all in the upright. So I feel like this person is seeing very clearly the reason why they've had the karma that they've had, or how they've caused the karma that they've had. and what, what caused it, what brought it about. And that's wonderful because it's giving them the ability to, to take control. And I feel almost like it's possible that for some of you that maybe this person received this message initially like a while back, but maybe they just didn't fully believe it or integrate it or understand it. I feel like what's happening right now is that your person is actually in real time and in their own emotions integrating these things. They are seeing them themselves. And that's wonderful. Universe, what is this King of Swords to the King of Cups? Chemistry, attraction, spark, and passion. So I would say that they're definitely feeling this for you. They definitely think, oh gosh, yeah, lusting underneath the... so they're thinking about you. But it feels like what's happening is that they're coming out of this place where they are incapable of committing. What I'm almost sensing is that this could have been a person, for some of you at least, who, oh crap, I'm at 20 minutes. Sorry. I'll try to wrap it up here. This could have been a person who, kept their life in chaos. There was something about their energy where they were keeping their life in chaos because, again, it was a way of keeping themselves sort of disconnected from any kind of a dynamic where they could actually experience rejection. But this person is basically they're evolving out of that into a place where they're capable of not only feeling that chemistry and that, potency and desire, but also backing it up with love, actually being able to approach the situation with a genuine capacity for emotional presence and emotional investment, which that is fantastic. Tell you what, I'll go more into depth of that in the extended reading. Let's just ask really quickly for some wrapping up messages because I'm going too long here, guys. Okay, so universe, what can you tell me about this situation for my Virgos? What do they need to know? Communication is key. So I feel like there's some really strong swords energy, air energy at the moment. And this person is coming to understand, with that mercurial energy, this person is coming to understand themselves. And I feel that soon they will be communicating that to you because, Gemini is all about communication. A time for healing. So this person is strongly healing. They are changing. And I do feel that they will soon be communicating with you. Yeah, because a fiery climax approaches and it's time to release negativity. So I feel like your person is also learning to release negativity without putting it out on somebody else. It's like it really feels like a strong healing energy. This is wonderful, you guys. So I'm going to leave it there, Virgos, because I've gone a little long and I'm going to move into the extended reading. So I hope you guys are all doing well and I will speak to you soon.